Alright, I guess it's time. Alright, I guess it's time. Okay, checking the audio, everything seems good. Greetings. Greetings, everybody who is joining me. Well, both of you so far. Good to see you. Well, let me sort of do something. Hey, do something like this. Hello, the Tura. How are you? So, let's see. At this point, they still haven't gone live. But I do have a clip that I would like to share with you in a bit. And see if any others come in. Just for fun. It's a decent clip. It's basically... I've been following Von Helton, it seems, for over 10 years. I mean, literally, like on YouTube and social media and whatnot. Since Google Plus Hangouts. So, we're talking at least, because I think Google Plus Hangouts started probably 2015. So we're talking 10 years ago. Any idea why Jdubs, deletes any comment that says Jdubs? No, I have absolutely no idea. Because when he was known as Jdubs, when he first arrived on the internet, he was Jdubs, that was his name. And he was a troll, he was a troublemaker, he was a disgusting, filthy mouth, low life, gutter living human, just like he is now. So he was Jdubs then. To me, he's Jdubs now. Oh, he's always Jdubs because he's disgusting. In fact, yeah, he did hang out with Brett Keane. He still hangs out with Brett Keane. If you I have in the last few days he's hung out with Brett Keane. Brett Keane actually joined him when they had StreamYard, and they were able to have people join them. Brett Keane did, and they were talking about sending Von Helton down to Brett in Missouri, and how Brett says, you can come down here, but you can't stay here. And if you can, it's going to be uncomfortable on the couch. And Von Helton is saying, yeah, no, that's fine. I'll stay there, no problem. And Jdubs is saying, well, you know what? I can't. I got a job. I kind of have my life here, even though he's living in a car. He does. He's got like 2 jobs or 3 jobs or whatever. And Jdub and Von Helton has just dumped himself on Jdubs and fucked it all up. Fucked it all up. But be that as it may, how many of you remember Rose Patton? Again, going back, the 10 years or so. Rose Patton. Well, back in 2017, when Google Hangouts was, it was just open to everybody, and we used to have our little groups that got together sort of daily. And Von Helton, of course, had his Google Hangouts every single day, and I got a clip from one of them. And Rose Patton I mentioned, and the reason is because Rose Patton is pretty much spells out the real world and what reality is to Von Helton. And you'll be maybe you won't be surprised at his reaction. But essentially, and I'd rather have the video play out. But essentially, Von Helton blames everybody for his troubles, as we all know. Rose Patton steps in and says, hey, you're a grown man, you're responsible for everything that happens to you. And Von Helton, well, let me see if I can get this thing going. And we can do something like that. All right, let me just do that. Something doesn't look right? Hold on. Something doesn't look quite right. Aha. There we go. All right. There we go. That's a little bit more into it. Okay, so yeah. Get this going.
Well, shouldn't you have control of where you go?
Well, yeah, sort of, kind of, but I don't have any
Yeah.
money.
So,
So,
okay.
and now if I had lots of money, I could go anywhere I wanted
You're
to.
too old to not have control of your life.
Well, that's true, but when you're deep in debt and when your
Mhm.
wages are garnished to
But
where that
why
you can't
you
work,
are in debt is because of you put yourself in debt.
well, you could say it that way, but I
Yeah.
didn't really have a
You
choice.
know what? You can't blame nobody but yourself.
I can't. Okay.
No. Okay.
I'll
Come
admit
on.
this. I'll admit the fact
Let's
that I
get
was
let's get clean tonight.
okay,
Let's go
okay, I will
clean.
admit this much. I'll say that I was a stupid motherfucker for listening to my goddamn mother. I should have never
Mm,
listened to her and come down here.
mm,
I should have never, when she threatened to kick me out on the street, if I didn't go to
mm,
that damn college, I should have fucking ignored her ass and let her kick
mm.
me out. Because that would have been preferable than to be stuck with a goddamn bill over my head for 30 years. So,
Watch your
yes, you're
mouth,
right.
boy.
You're
Mhm.
right. You're right, though. No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm trying to agree with
No,
you.
I know, but you gotta watch your mouth
You're
too.
right. I was a dumbass for
Hmm.
listening to her in the first goddamn place. I should
Yeah,
have let her
you're a
kick
grown
me out in
ass
the
man.
street. I should have let
You're a
her kick
grown
me out in
ass
the street.
man, dude. How old are you?
Dude, I'm 53. Okay. But when you're in debt,
Okay.
you are a slave to the
You're in
system
debt
when you're in debt.
because of yourself, and
I'm
you
in
are a
debt because I
slave
went to,
because you
I'm in
chose to
debt
be a
because I went,
slave.
okay, I'm in debt because I went to a dead end school that ended up being a scam.
No, listen, no,
Yes.
no
Yes.
bullshit. You claim to be awake, right?
Southern Ohio College is not a scam
Do you
operation. Oh, fuck,
do
yes,
you
it is.
claim to be awake?
I claim to be awake now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if you claim to be awake, you can't blame nobody for your ignorance but yourself.
Well, no, wait a minute. That's
Yeah.
not true. I mean,
No, that's a
wait a minute.
fact.
No, wait a minute.
Nobody. No.
Are you on? Wait a minute. Are you honestly
What?
saying that
What?
nobody else can influence you at all? That nobody can touch you?
If you
You're an
claim
island?
to be, no, I didn't say that. I said if you claim to be awake, you cannot blame anybody else for your ignorance but yourself.
Well, okay, that's
Because you
fine. But
claim
when
to be
you're in the
awake. Do
situation,
you not claim to be awake,
I
Ron
do.
Helton?
I
Okay.
do.
So if you're awake, how are you going to blame your mother or anybody else for your any problems you have in your life?
Because they plotted the shit in advance.
No. Bullshit.
Okay, now wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a
No.
minute.
You're
I got
awake,
my
bro.
mother, wait a minute. I got my mother's own words
You're awake.
where, yes, she plotted this shit in advance. She intends to give everything to her family and nothing to me. But I'm
Mm.
good, but it's still my fault? Really?
Yeah.
Even though she
Fuck
admits
yeah.
to plotting the shit, it's still
Yeah.
my fault?
Yeah.
How? How the fuck can that be?
Because you allowed it. Because you allow it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You're
I
allowing
don't get
it,
it,
dude.
man. I don't get it. This let's blame
You're gonna
Von
blame your
Helden
mother
shit.
for the rest of your life? Are you gonna blame your mom for the rest of your
No,
life?
because as soon as I get the fuck out of
All
here, she
right.
won't be able to influence me or control me anymore. Did it
All
ever
right.
occur
Then
to you?
whose problem is that?
Wait a minute. No,
Then
wait a
whose
minute, Rose.
problem is it?
Rose, if
Yours.
I put you in debt to where that you can't even go
You
get a
can't.
job,
I would never even go into debt because I'm not a
well,
fucking
okay,
idiot.
that's fine. That's hindsight, though. Okay, that's
Fuck.
hindsight, though.
No, that's
Hindsight's
fucking
always
right
2020.
now. No, that's present tense. No, that's present
Hindsight is
tense.
always 2020, Rose.
Well,
You
I'm
can't
talking
sit there
about
and blame that
present.
evil Von Helden guy forever. It ain't going to work,
Mm.
especially when they're
Okay.
admitting to the
Well, I don't have that problem right now, and
You
neither
don't
will
have that
I
problem
in
right
the
now.
future.
But no, wait a minute. For the
No,
last
no,
5 minutes, you've
no.
been saying that it's all Von Helden's fault, have you not?
It is your fault because
Okay,
you
well,
allowed
good.
that to
All right. Well, now
happen.
we're getting somewhere. Okay. So
I
even though
already
they
fucking know
plotted
that.
this
I
shit
didn't have
in
to tell you
advance
that.
and they admit to plotting it in advance, it's still my goddamn fault.
Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy. That is
yeah,
crazy.
it is.
No,
But
it's not.
that's
No,
yeah,
it's not.
it's your fucking fault.
You need a timeout. Goodbye. You need a timeout. When people admit that they plot something in advance and then you want to still blame me for it, how the fuck did I control what they did? Did I put a gun to their head and make them plot the shit? No, obviously not. Okay, that's ludicrous to say that I somehow forced these people to plot a goddamn scheme against me. That's fucking insane. That is nuts, man. You're fucking nuts. Really, you are. You're fucking nuts. When I got them admitting to plotting this shit in advance, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to say, hey, here I am. I'm deep in debt. I've got nowhere to go. I can't even go fucking work because they're garnishing my wages. Sometimes, Rose, you get into a position where you can't get out. I know that sounds impossible for you to believe, but it's true. Sometimes, and in fact, there's millions of people out there right now that are in debt to student loans that can't get out because their wages are garnished. They're deep in debt to where they can't get out. Thousands of Americans are in that position. In fact, I even lobbied Congress to pass legislation to prevent these goddamn student loan companies from putting people like this. And you know what Congress's response was? We appreciate your concern, Mr. Von Helton, but we're not going to do anything at this time. Okay? But there are thousands and thousands and thousands of Americans in the exact same situation I am in.
All right. Who's going to help me break this down? Okay, so there's two things that I learned. I got from this. Number one, he's an immense amount of debt that he's not at fault for. It's his mother's fault for sending him to college. And then he claims that there are tens of thousands of people who are in the same situation as he is based because of student loans. So he's blaming, number one, the student loans that's put him in debt. But if you remember at the very beginning, he was blaming the fact that his mother is not leaving anything to him. She's leaving everything to the family or whatever, not specifically not to Von Helton. So, and then he's complaining about that he's deep in debt because of student loans. So he's not planning to do anything about the student. I don't know how much in debt you have to be for it to ruin your life to go to a place called Southern Ohio College, which, if you look here, I don't know if you can read that, but I'll check in a sec. Can you read that? Not very well, huh? Alright, so I can make it. Well, how about I make this part bigger? See if that'll work. There. How's that? Okay, it should work. You should be able to see that. All right, so what it says here is that Southern Ohio College is not a single distinct institution. It was the former name for several campuses that were part of the American Education Centers AEC network, which also included Brown Mackie College. These campuses were located in various cities like Cincinnati, Findlay, and Akron. The Cincinnati campus was originally founded as the American Education Center, AEC Southern Ohio College. Ohio University also has a southern campus in the region, which is now known as Ohio University Southern. Therefore, when someone refers to Southern Ohio College, as Von Helton did, they could be referring to AEC Southern Ohio College, Ohio University Southern, or certain specific locations. But let's forget about that for now. Okay. I'm looking for what they offer for in terms of courses, because how did he become so indebted to Southern Ohio College if they're not really? I mean, they're not really anything. I don't even know if they even exist anymore, because don't forget that Von Helton called them a scam. So anyway, that's his story, and I guess he's sticking to it. So I don't know what else I can tell you at this point. But what I do want to do is check if they're back online live, and then I'll get straight to the chat, which I haven't looked at for a second. Okay. So we got the Tura, we got Lockhart in the chat. You thought he had millions of dollars, Lockhart? Why did he have to get a student loan to go to school? He said something about his mother forced him to. Apparently, according to the pieces that I pick up, is his mother forced him to move from Ohio down to Kentucky and then go to Southern Ohio College, which he claims turned out to be a scam. Yet at the same time, he claims that he's got 2 years of real estate law. So where does he get 2 years of real estate law from? A college. He went to a college called, which he claims, allegedly, Southern Ohio College, which is some kind of nondescript college, as I pointed out to you. So how much could he have gotten into debt for? I mean, literally, and this was recorded 9 years ago, okay? So he would have gone to college, what, 10 years before that? Because he's 53 then. So you go to your college in your 20s, right? So I don't know what he's talking about. I hope he does. I hope it all comes out, because, we got questions now. We got little breadcrumbs that we're picking up, and it's like a jigsaw. You got 80% of the puzzle, but there's 20% missing. We're at that 20% right now. Yep, Tura, he designed the B-2 bomber and stopped a hurricane with a baseball bat. But a student loan is what destroyed him. I know, man. He's so weak. He's a weak ass. He's a punk ass weak ass punk. I don't know. But you know what, man? The only way we can keep tabs on these two vagabonds is when they live stream. Then we can, it's almost like we're doing a constant welfare check on these guys. But when they're not live streaming, you don't know. You worry. Are they okay? Why aren't they live streaming? Because it's their life. I mean, it's what they do. It's what they live for. It's kind of their career. It's like they're driven to live stream like Elon Musk is driven to launch a rocket to Mars, which eventually I'm sure he'll do. And I'm sure these guys will eventually live stream. But it doesn't look like they're doing it right now during my live stream. So, if there are no other comments, then I think I'm just going to say I will try, if I can, to... Do we know what Vaughn does while Jdubs is at work? We don't. At least I don't. But if they do go live, of course, which they very well could, because they have gone live after midnight their time, which is not quite yet. It's only 11:20 their time. But if they do go live, I will endeavor to be around to bring it to you live as well. All right, guys. I'll see you soon, hopefully. Take care. All right. I think we can cut it right there.